Good morning and welcome to our second episode of Champions in Coffee. Champions in Coffee is a great way for you to get a glimpse of what happens behind the scenes at Rise Up for Youth and how our champions continue to serve high school students during this global pandemic. We will have a special guest from our community who will moderate, get to know, and have a little chat with a couple of our champions on our staff. I'm Susanna Bowden, the Development and Marketing Coordinator at Rise Up for Youth, and I have the absolute pleasure to introduce you to today's guests. Here to share about their ongoing resilience and their passion for mentoring is two of our youth champions serving at North High and West High, Hurst and Vanessa Rials. Also, we have Dr. Alicia Thompson, who currently serves as our Superintendent of Wichita Public Schools. She began her 25-year career in Kansas's largest school district as an elementary school teacher and was appointed superintendent in 2017. Dr. Thompson is an active community leader, serves as a board member for many local organizations, and has been honored with the Wichita Business Journal's Leadership and Diversity Award and many high honors that reflect her commitment to the people of Wichita. Her favorite school traditions are at North High, climbing to the top of the bell tower, and at West High, the graduation walk along the river to Century 2. Dr. Thompson, we are so excited to have you with us today, and I will turn everything over to you.
Awesome. I'm so very excited to be here. Rise Up for Youth is one of my most favorite partnerships that we have within the Wichita Public Schools. So it is an honor and a privilege to be here to talk to our two distinguished guests. So I'm going to start out and go ahead and just get right into our programming because we really want to hear from our special guests. So could one of you tell me what is Rise Up for You and what brought you to serve students there?
I guess I will go ahead and start, Mr. Hurst. Rise Up for Youth, it's a nonprofit organization that is here to educate, motivate, and inspire our youth. Ultimately, we're here to meet our students where they are and to get them where they need to be. We take the time to build student success plans by getting to know them and knowing what their goals are. Then we take the time to expose them to new opportunities, whether they're within career opportunities or if they are college opportunities and college exposure. We have sessions every week at our school so we can have conversations regarding a wide variety of topics, whether it's from mental health or if it's wellness or if it's financial literacy, etc. So we literally work with what we call, what my founders coined, the secret sauce. That's what makes us stand apart from some of the other organizations within the school district because we really have the ability to craft our curriculum and build according to where our students are and get them where they want to be.
Awesome, awesome. Well, you all do a fantastic job in the Wichita Public Schools doing just that. But now that we have this pandemic and the current situation where we are today, how has mentoring been redefined for you now?
I can answer that. I would say that it hasn't necessarily been redefined. You know, to me, mentoring is being a champion for our youth, reaching out to them, making sure that they're okay, connecting them to resources they may need to reach their full potential. And ultimately, that's still our goal. However, given the current situation, how we go about that goal is dramatically different. Like Mr. Lee had said before, we're used to being in the schools. We're used to having that face contact, that one-on-one contact. And unfortunately, we can't do that at this time. But now, we've added a new tool to our toolkit. We're using technology. We're literally meeting the students where they're at. And it's been a challenge. It's been a learning curve, but I think it's an excellent skill set to have to add to our already existing talents that we have on our team. So it's exciting.
Cool. Well, I think we've all had to make some adjustments and learn new tools and different ways of doing things. So speaking of that, what are some of the creative ways in which you have modified your programming to have access to students and to engage with them during this time?
One of the solid new tech programming pieces that we're using to maintain our engagement with our students is Zoom. Zoom, it's really user-friendly for our students to get on. And the cool thing about it is that they have the same tool to use to communicate amongst their friends. So that's one key essential piece that we've used to maintain communication. We've also used our social media channels, such as our Facebook. And that's really a solid, strong communication tool for us to have, because that's where a lot of our students are, beyond the other social media pieces. And one of the things that makes it really awesome for us is that we know that some entities within the community don't have access to their students through social media, but because of our relationships and the network and the permissions we have from our parents, we're able to maintain those relationships and keep them moving forward.
Awesome, awesome. What are you most looking forward to given your current programming structures? What are you looking forward to accomplishing and engaging with students? What are some of those things you're looking forward to during this time?
I think just the new knowledge of technology that we've had within this. Like I said, the majority of our youth know how to use all of this technology. So really it's been a challenge or learning for us, but it's a skill set that we've had that we have found it to be effective. We're reaching students in their homes, and we're able to reach, a lot of students at one time, whether it's on Facebook Live or on a Zoom session or one-on-one. And I think that that's a good skill to have. And I'm interested and excited to see how we take this newfound knowledge and incorporate in our program as we move forward.
Absolutely. I think the way we do things with students, the way we engage with them, the way we have access with them, is probably going to change significantly for all of us moving forward. Now that we've gotten a taste of what this looks like and feels like, of course, there's nothing like that intimacy one-on-one, engaging with each other in person. But there are other vehicles that we now have that we'll be able to begin to use with our students moving forward, because we know that's how they communicate most times anyway. So we're just kind of moving into their space and engaging with them a little bit differently. And I think it's pretty cool. So as you think about this new structure and the new programming that you have, and even as you think about what you've done prior to this, what are some of the things that you are seeing that are successes for students? And what are some of the challenges that you think that they are still facing, even during this time? And even if you think about before we left, what are some of those successes and what are some of the challenges that you see?
Okay. As far as the successes, I would say it's the resiliency of my students. It doesn't matter that we've had such vast changes due to this pandemic. They're still moving forward academically. I have students that have 4.0s before spring break, and they're still making sure that they're getting those packages done so that they can stay sharp. Some of the challenges, I would say, are the lack of technology or the lack of internet. So I have some graduating seniors that are working really hard and having to do things through their cell phones to be able to get things done as far as like scholarships or jobs or homework. So that's one of the biggest challenges. But hey, they're not going to stop. They're going to keep pushing forward and use what they've got until they get what they need.
Awesome. Vanessa, do you have anything that you'd like to share? I think that word resilience that students have, I think that is the perfect word for our students right now. And even beforehand, they push through and they persevere. And when they have their minds set on things and they set their goals, our kids can accomplish anything that they want. So I think that's a very good word to use for our students. Vanessa, do you have one?
I would definitely agree. The resilience, the desire to always, want to keep pushing forward is something that our youth have. I think a good example would be, I had a student who was really struggling in math, and she reached out to me. We were actually able to have a Zoom session and bring in a local math teacher from West High. And they were able to, to coach her through that. And the conversation that I had with her after was, I feel more confident now. Like, I didn't know that I could do that. And it was kind of funny because after, I think her brother had came in and asked if she wanted to go outside. And she's like, no, I'm doing math right now. So she had that desire to continue to learn. She was asking questions, and she was on her phone on a Zoom session. And I think that speaks to like what Mr. Lee was saying, is that resilience is our youth want to be successful. And that's what Rise Up for Youth does. That's what we do as champions, is we help them reach that. Our students have it in them. We just help them navigate through this.
Awesome. That is awesome. So as we think about closing out our wonderful morning chat that we're having, what advice or what words of wisdom would you like to give a shout out to the students who may be listening to this today, or any of our parents that are out there? What words of advice would you give to our students or our families at this time?
Personally, I would say to use your resources. And with Rise Up for Youth, we literally are your resources. We're here to work for you. We're still not necessarily on the ground and in the schools working, but we're virtually here for you. And with the courtesy of technology now, we can get so many things done. Do we need to get on a Google Classroom? Do you need me to help research and find some other resources for you to move forward? Let's do it. Make sure you're staying in contact with your school administrators, your school counselors, etc., all of student support services, so you're abreast of what's going on currently in this space. So ultimately, just stay in the loop of what's going on. Keep, stay connected to the information and insight that's being shared with you.
Yeah. In addition to that, I would say be kind to yourself. We're in a different time right now. There's a lot of outside pressure. There's a lot of things going on around us. And, the difference that we're making looks different, the impact that we're making. So I have a lot of students who are struggling with feeling productive. But I just say be kind to yourself and realize that we're still moving forward, but our progress is going to look a little different, and that's okay. It's okay. We're all learning together. We're all in this together. And just to continue to push forward and continue to reach those goals. And like Mr. Lee said, to use us because we're here. We might be here through a video chat, through a text, through a phone call, but we really are here. And we're doing the best that we can. And if we don't know it, we'll find someone who does. That's kind of our theory here. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to give a shout out to our students as well. We are so proud of what you all are doing and how you're handling this situation. It's a little bit different, but I want them to also know that we are still going to celebrate them. If any of you are seniors that are out there listening, I'm actually having a meeting with some young folks tomorrow, and we will be talking about different ways in which we can reschedule, redo, rethink, whatever they want to do, how we celebrate graduation this year, because we will not let that go undone. And so I want also to say to parents, if you're listening, parents out there, show yourself some grace. This is a very difficult time. And the only thing I can tell you to do is to have grace for you and for your students, and to continue to encourage them and let them know how wonderful and perfect they are. So as they begin to transition back into the school settings, that they have been loved on and encouraged as best as they can. And I know that with Rise Up for You, as I know you are the #1 champion for our kids in our schools, and we appreciate you, and know that you will do all that you can to continue to champion and encourage our young people. So thank you very much to our Rise Up for Youth and all of the staff and members, and we just appreciate you tremendously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you as well for all that you do for our students in our school district and community.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for joining us on this Good Morning Champions and Coffee this morning. We really appreciate y'all's great conversation. Really provided a lot of great insight for our community and for our students and parents as they continue to strive and push forward through this global pandemic. So tune in next Tuesday for our Champions and Coffee.